The communicative approach emphasizes fluency over accuracy. So meaningful communication is the most important thing. Students are not told what to say, they don't memorize a script. Instead, they use the language they already know and negotiate meaning with another person. Role plays are often used in the communicative approach. Role plays simulate a real-life conversation that a student might have in speaking English. So the two students talk to each other, negotiate meaning on their own, repair any miscommunications they might have. They're using the language independently.
The cards right now. I thought you'd be excited to have an acting job.
If it's an acting job, we should get paid.
Yeah, you're gonna get paid in experience.
I want to actually get paid.
All right, what do you want?
$600 for the day, plus overtime if we go over 8 hours. I'll do my own hair and makeup, and I want you to pay for the 6-week intensive acting camp that my mom can't afford.
$50 for the day and a 2-week acting class at the YMCA nearest you.
$500 and a 4-week acting class.
$300 and a 3-week class.
Done.
I would have done it for $500.
I would have done it for the experience.
Okay, so what are they talking about? Did you hear anything they said?
He invites her to act.
Okay, he invites her to act in something. Yes, he wants her to act for him. He has kind of a job for her. And what does she want for the job?
She wants $600.
Okay. Yeah, she started out saying, I want $600. Right. And is he okay with that? Does he want to give her $600?
No.
No. What does he say?
No. 300.
Okay, 300. I think, yeah, at one point he went down to 300. Right. The two of them, the man and the girl, kept going back and forth, right? She started out with 600. He said no, something lower. They went back and forth a few times, trying to decide how much money he should pay her. Yeah, so this is an example of negotiation. We saw the man and the girl negotiating with each other, trying to make an agreement about the price. And I wrote this word on the board, negotiate. That's the verb. It means to discuss something in order to make an agreement. So it's usually between two people when they talk to each other back and forth to decide on a price or make some kind of agreement with each other. Right. Okay. Well, this is one example of a negotiation, when two people talk, try to find an agreement. Another example is when I went to China a couple years ago, and I was shopping out on the street, in one of the market areas on the street, and I wanted to buy a t-shirt. So I found a store, found a t-shirt I liked, and I talked to the store owner. And the store owner said, oh, that t-shirt is $50. And I said, no, that's way too expensive. I'll pay you $10 for the shirt. And he said, no, how about $40? I said, no, how about 15? And so he and I went back and forth for a while. We were negotiating, trying to make an agreement. So we talked. He started very high at $50. I started very low at $10. And then we talked until we found a price in the middle. Can you think of any other examples of negotiation?
Maybe you go to find a job. Maybe in US, some company is per hour. Per hour, maybe someone like a boss is $6 per hour is okay. Maybe the employee, how about $7 per hour is okay sometimes.
Right, yeah. Sometimes when you get a job, the worker will negotiate with their boss, trying to get a higher price, get paid more. Right. I started by showing the video clip because although in the communicative approach students are not told exactly what to say, but it is helpful for them to have a basis to go off of. So I gave them the video clip as a kind of example or model of the language that they will be aiming for and an example of the situation that they're doing, but it's not exactly a script they need to memorize. Another situation where you might negotiate is if you want to rent a house or an apartment. you might negotiate with the landlord, with the owner of the house, because if you were living there, you don't want to pay too much money, right? But the landlord wants to get as much money as he or she can, so you might need to negotiate. So I'm going to give you these papers. It has two parts for you two to follow. And let's have Gui-chan, you will be the house owner, your partner A, and Ai-hua, you will be partner B. So you two will talk with each other. Pretend that Ai-hua, you want to rent a house from Gui-chan. You'll negotiate to find a price. Remember that Gui-chan, you're the house owner, so you'll want to start higher than you need to. And Ai-hua will want to start lower than you need to. So then you'll meet in the middle and talk with each other. So I'll just do a little example. So for a minute, I'll be the house owner. And so Ai-hua, I would maybe say to you, look at this beautiful house. It's in a safe neighborhood. We're very close to many great restaurants and stores. So the rent will need to be about 1,500 per month.
Oh, it's too expensive for me because I just $120 for per month for my job. My salary is for $120. It's too expensive. Can you lower the price?
That was good. All right, so then we would go back and forth, continue on. All right, so now you two can do it yourselves, and I'll just listen to you. In the communicative approach, the tutor's role is very hands-off. As the students are doing a role play, the tutor is mostly an observer or facilitator. During this lesson, I mostly just listened as my students had a conversation. I jumped in a few times to correct some misunderstandings, to help a student when she needed some help, but for the most part, I didn't correct any errors. And in the communicative approach, error correction is very minimal. Errors are only corrected when the error blocks communication between the two students. That helps to emphasize that fluency is most important, and if a student has a few grammar mistakes, that's okay.
This is a safe neighborhood. It's a course with many lessons and stories. It comes with a washing machine and the dryer.
Oh, you see, but there is no air conditioner, and some houses have the air conditioner. Maybe you can roll 1,200 per month. Maybe I will rent this house.
So it's a good place.
I used the communicative approach in this lesson because it's a great way for intermediate level and advanced level students to go further in their use of English. So with these two students, they already had a good basis in their English language skills, and so now I'm pushing them to go further, use the language they know in a situation they might encounter in real life in English. I'm helping them to be independent English speakers. So when they encounter situations like this in real life, they probably won't have an English tutor or teacher there to help them or to correct errors for them. So in this lesson, I help to equip the students to use language on their own, negotiate meaning with other people, use the language they know, and expand on that.